Hold on to your seats, because what I'm about to show you will make your jaw drop. Imagine thinking your life is all sunshine and rap dreams, only for it to explode into absolute chaos overnight. We're talking guns, drama, family feuds, and yes, social media receipts that nobody was ready for. Did T. Hood really cross the line? Or is this just another viral trap? How does a rising rapper end up in the middle of what looks like a full-blown war between two powerful families, and what role did Kirk and Rasheeda's daughter play in all of this? Rumors are flying, videos are leaking, and the internet is going absolutely insane. People are asking, was this self-defense or premeditated? And let's be real, who wouldn't want to see the raw footage after all the back and forth online? Today, we're diving deep into the scandal that has everyone talking, exposing the alleged abuse, the twisted family dynamics, and the reactions that are shaking the community to its core. Buckle up, because this isn't just gossips. A full-on cinematic saga, and we've got the receipts, all right? Buckle up, because the story we are diving into is not just another run-of-the-mill celebrity gossip saga. This is a full-blown chaotic collision of fame, family, and allegations so wild that reality shows would look like peaceful afternoon teas in comparison. At the center of this storm is T. Hood, a rising rapper whose career seemed to be on an unstoppable, upward trajectory, only to have his name now embroiled in a controversy that has literally everyone talking. And then there's Kelsey Frost, the daughter of Kirk and Rasheeda, whose life apparently went from ordinary to headline-making overnight. The details that have surfaced so far are enough to make anyone question who is really telling the truth, who is spinning the story, and who is simply feeding the fire for clout, according to sources who claim to be too close to the situation to stay silent. The chain of events that led to the infamous August 8th night began with what some might call a minor disagreement, but which escalated faster than anyone could have anticipated. Reports say that Kelsey and T. Hood allegedly got into an argument, which quickly spiraled into something much more dangerous, prompting Kelsey to allegedly reach out to her brothers, Kai and Kirk Jr. The situation reportedly escalated immediately, with Kai confronting T. Hood physically. Some witnesses claim that a scuffle broke out that could have been straight out of a crime drama, but instead of fading away, it exploded into something much darker. T. Hood, attempting to leave the property, allegedly became the victim of a shooting, being struck by 7 bullets, 5 of which reportedly hit him in the back. Self-defense, that claim has been floating around, but the optics here are highly questionable. How can self-defense be claimed when, according to multiple reports, the victim's back was turned? People are genuinely scratching their heads, wondering if this was really an accident, a heat-of-the-moment reaction, or a calculated plan orchestrated behind the scenes. T. Hood's family has been vocal from the start, accusing Kelsey of masterminding the incident, claiming she set him up. While Kelsey herself has allegedly denied these accusations in recorded calls where she insists that she does not condone violence, the tension here is palpable, the narrative messy, and the stakes sky high because the story doesn't just stop at allegations of violence. It dives deep into a web of family dynamics, past incidents, and social media speculation that has the internet divided into camps defending one side or the other. But what makes this story even more explosive are the leaked videos that have allegedly surfaced, showing moments where T. Hood allegedly became violent toward Kelsey. According to insiders, these videos span multiple days and allegedly capture behavior that some describe as controlling, aggressive, and threatening. But naturally, T. Hood's family is pushing back, questioning not only the timing of these clips, but also why no police action was ever taken if the abuse was real. The narrative gets even more complicated when friends and close sources step forward, adding layers of context that only serve to deepen the intrigue. They claim that T. Hood was allegedly involved with substances that altered his behavior, leading to erratic and sometimes violent actions not only toward Kelsey but also toward other women connected to him. One source alleges that he was on a new drug that made him unpredictable and that this had caused conflicts with women in his life, including someone referred to as Vanessa or Sydney. According to these insider accounts, Kelsey and the women around her were often left trying to de-escalate the situation, while the men in the vicinity did little to intervene. The story being painted here is one of chaos, manipulation, and missed opportunities to prevent tragedy, with social media adding a whole other layer of confusion by broadcasting incomplete narratives and stirring clout-driven speculation. Meanwhile, official reports are trickling in, confirming certain facts while leaving others open to interpretation. The incident report reportedly identifies Kirk Rasheeda as a suspect, mentions a female witness unrelated to the family, and describes the offense as firearm-related unaliving. Yet details are sparse and leave plenty of room for speculation. Detectives have allegedly taken over the scene, and while law enforcement is investigating, the court of public opinion has already erupted. On social media, people are dissecting every leaked video, every cryptic message, and every family statement, trying to piece together the truth from what is at best a patchwork of information and at worst a carefully spun narrative designed to protect reputations or control the story. Friends of Kelsey have spoken out, claiming they tried to protect her from harm and intervene when possible, while simultaneously expressing frustration that more people did not step in earlier. According to these insiders, T-Hood had a pattern of risky behavior, indulging in substances, and acting out aggressively, and that Kelsey and those close to her were left trying to contain situations that could have escalated at any moment. In addition, there are allegations regarding previous incidents where T-Hood was shot and hospitalized, adding further layers of complexity to the story. Sources claim that during these prior incidents, women close to him were often the ones attempting to provide help while others stayed on the sidelines. The combination of drug use, interpersonal conflicts, family involvement, and social media sensationalism has created a perfect storm, turning this story into a spectacle that feels larger than life. Adding to the tension, leaked screenshots and messages allegedly show threats, accusations, fast accusations that are now resurfacing to shape the current narrative. The web of events is almost impossible to untangle, with each new piece of information raising as many questions as it answers. How much of what is being shared is authentic? How much is being amplified for clout? And more importantly, who bears responsibility for the outcome of that fateful night? Public reaction has been intense, with fans, critics, and casual observers alike weighing in, taking sides and demanding accountability. Every new clip or message sparks heated debates, with some arguing that Kelsey is a victim defending herself, while others insist she played an active role in what happened. At the same time, T-Hood supporters are painting him as misunderstood or as someone whose mistakes were amplified by circumstance and bad influences. The interplay between social media narratives, real-life consequences, and the sensational nature of the alleged events has transformed this story into a modern cautionary tale about fame, family, and the dangerous power of online influence. Through all of this, one thing is clear: no one involved emerges unscathed. Reputations are on the line. Families are in turmoil, and the internet is watching every move, ready to amplify drama with relentless intensity. From arguments and alleged abuse to shootings, leaked footage, and conflicting testimonies, this story has all the hallmarks of a blockbuster scandal, leaving viewers shocked, horrified, and addicted to updates. Every new message, every whispered rumor, every unseen video clip adds fuel to the fire, creating a narrative that is impossible to ignore. And as more information surfaces, the lines between truth, exaggeration, and fabrication continue to blur. The tension is high, the intrigue is relentless, And the saga of T. Hood and Kelsey Frost is only just beginning to unfold. Social media users began digging through old posts and clips, piecing together a timeline of incidents that allegedly showed T. Hood escalating conflicts, sometimes over minor disagreements, and often in ways that made onlookers question his judgment, his morality, and his very sanity. The narrative painted him as a man who, under the influence of substances, could flip from charming rapper to someone whose aggression bordered on violent unpredictability. According to insiders, Kelsey's attempts to distance herself, to seek support from friends and family, were often ignored or dismissed, leading to situations that spiraled completely out of control. Allegedly, the day before the shooting, tensions had been building after T. Hood allegedly confronted Kelsey over social interactions that he misinterpreted. And his reaction was reportedly intense enough that friends felt they had no choice but to warn the family. Meanwhile, Kelsey's brothers, who had been relatively quiet up until this point, are said to have felt cornered, compelled to step in to protect her. And according to these reports, that intervention is what ultimately escalated the confrontation into something catastrophic. The leaked videos that began circulating online fueled speculation even further, showing moments of aggression allegedly directed at Kelsey and at others in the household, creating the perfect storm for the kind of explosive incident that ended with T. Hood being shot multiple times. The public reaction was instantaneous and brutal, with debates raging across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Some people argued that Kelsey was defending herself and had no other choice, while others claimed that the videos and messages indicated premeditation and manipulation. One fake anonymous investigative source even suggested that the family had been aware of T. Hood's erratic behavior for months, but had underestimated how dangerous the situation could become, claiming they thought they could contain it like a small fire, but it turned into a house-wide blaze in minutes. The alleged details of prior conflicts also came to light, with some sources claiming T. Hood had been hospitalized before due to altercations involving the same circles of people. Friends of Kelsey allegedly corroborated the claims, stating that she had repeatedly tried to defuse tense situations while T. Hood's reckless actions continued unchecked. The tension between the families, once simmering under the surface, now erupted into full-blown chaos, with leaked messages, alleged threats, and screenshots suggesting a war of narratives designed to sway public opinion. The internet naturally exploded with speculation, memes, and viral debates, while mainstream news outlets began picking up the story, framing it as a scandal that had elements of crime, celebrity drama, and social media spectacle all rolled into one. Allegedly, T. Hood's behavior was not just limited to Kelsey, but extended to people around him, sometimes in shocking ways that insiders claim were fueled by substance use and a sense of invincibility. The alleged details suggested a man living on the edge, surrounded by wealth, fame, and ego, whose decisions had deadly consequences. Meanwhile, Kelsey's role in the events was scrutinized endlessly. Was she a victim trying to protect herself, or an active participant in a deadly game of revenge and manipulation? The leaked communications, videos, and screenshots offered no clear answers, only more questions, pushing viewers into a frenzy of speculation and judgment. Public sentiment reportedly split into camps, with some defending Kelsey as a brave woman who tried to survive a dangerous relationship, and others painting her as cunning and capable of orchestrating events that led to tragedy. As the narrative continued to unfold, insiders claimed that law enforcement was investigating not just the shooting itself, but the history of conflicts, drug use, and alleged threats surrounding the couple. The alleged investigation suggested that prosecutors might explore the role of prior incidents and whether patterns of abuse or aggression could influence charges or potential defenses. According to these claims, investigators were reportedly collecting surveillance footage, social media posts, and eyewitness accounts, tempting to piece together an event that had become more like a jigsaw puzzle of drama, violence, and family feuds than a straightforward legal case. Adding fuel to the fire, sources alleged that social media had amplified tensions between the families, with both sides leaking statements, clips, and screenshots to sway public perception. Friends and alleged insiders claimed that this attention only made the situation more volatile, as every post, comment, and video clip added pressure, created narrative conflicts, and sometimes contradicted other accounts of what supposedly happened. Meanwhile, public figures, influencers, and online personalities began weighing in, often sensationalizing the story, sometimes with obvious exaggeration, and sometimes injecting humor and sarcasm into already tense situations, which, according to insiders, only heightened the drama. At the same time, conversations about social media responsibility, viral fame, and how quickly online narratives can shape real-life events became central to the discourse, turning this story into a cautionary tale about how quickly situations can spiral when fame, family, and social media collide. The alleged facts, the leaks, the conflicting statements, and the social media storm together created a narrative that was impossible to ignore. A story so sensational that everyone wanted an update, a clip, a comment, or a leaked video, while authorities allegedly worked to investigate and untangle the web of events. Public attention remained fixated on every post, every rumor, and every viral clip, with fans and critics alike demanding justice, explanations, and accountability. The tension, the drama, and the alleged abuse kept audiences glued to their screens, dissecting every detail, every reaction, and every piece of supposed evidence, waiting for the next explosive development to drop, knowing that in a situation like this, the truth is often stranger, darker, and more chaotic than fiction itself. According to these sources, Kelsey repeatedly tried to de-escalate conflicts, mediate between T-Hood and others, and reach out for support from her brothers and friends. But tensions allegedly reached a critical point on the night of August 8th when the confrontation turned deadly. Allegedly, surveillance footage from the property, messages between parties involved, and accounts from nearby witnesses painted a complex picture, one in which decisions made in seconds led to life-altering consequences. Allegedly, the clash between the families has also led to disputes over narrative control, with leaked messages, selective footage, and alleged insider tips being shared to sway perception and protect reputations. And every new post seemed to ignite yet another wave of debate and controversy. According to sources claiming familiarity with the legal side, investigators were not only reviewing the events of that night but also considering how prior relationships, patterns of alleged abuse, and substance use might play into defenses or charges, raising questions about accountability and the complexity of determining what really happened. Public reaction reportedly ranged from outrage to curiosity, with some commentators criticizing Kelsey's choices, others expressing sympathy, and nearly everyone debating whether the alleged videos told the full story or were being misinterpreted for dramatic effect. Friends of T-Hood were allegedly frustrated that so much focus was on social media clips instead of addressing what they believed was the full context, emphasizing that snippets never tell the whole story and that assumptions could easily mislead a judgmental public. Meanwhile, friends of Kelsey reportedly reiterated that her actions were defensive and protective in nature, claiming that she had long been caught in a pattern of escalating aggression from T-Hood, a man whose actions allegedly became increasingly unpredictable and dangerous over time. Allegedly, the families themselves were dealing with intense emotional stress, navigating media scrutiny, legal pressure, and personal safety concerns while trying to manage conflicting narratives that ranged from claims of self-defense to accusations of premeditation and manipulation. Insider accounts suggest that every decision made after the incident, from what to say publicly, to what footage to release, to which legal steps to pursue was done under extreme scrutiny with both families, aware that social media, public opinion, and viral content could dramatically influence outcomes in ways that were impossible to predict. Allegedly, Kelsey and her allies were focused on documenting everything meticulously, ensuring that timestamps, messages, and videos were preserved to counter claims that she orchestrated the events. While Tihu's supporters reportedly demanded that all evidence, including Ring camera footage and context from previous interactions, be released to provide a complete picture. The alleged escalation, public reaction, and social media storm reportedly created an environment where truth and perception were constantly in conflict. And every new post or leak seemed to amplify tension, making it feel as though the feud was growing larger and more dangerous by the hour. According to insider sources, what started as an argument and allegedly involved threats, substance use, and heated interactions has now transformed into a multifaceted saga of alleged abuse, family loyalty, public fascination, and the unpredictable power of viral storytelling. Each new revelation, screenshot, and alleged video keeps viewers on edge, forcing audiences to question everything they think they know about the individuals involved and the sequence of events. Allegedly, the social media frenzy has even impacted relationships within the families, with some members allegedly frustrated by leaks and public speculation while others embrace the attention as a means to protect their own narratives. The story has become a modern cautionary tale, a dramatic mix of fame, family, social media, and tragedy, where every rumor, every video, and every statement contributes to a tension-filled narrative that feels as high stakes as any scripted drama, leaving the public riveted and desperate for the next update. And as investigators continue to sift through evidence and testimonies, the saga of Tihu and Kelsey Frost remains a captivating, complex, and explosive story that has captured the attention of everyone watching. Now, after everything we've unpacked, you might be sitting there asking yourself what to make of all this chaos. Who's really telling the truth? And how a situation that started as a private dispute spiraled into a full-blown public spectacle that has everyone talking, arguing, and clicking refresh on their feeds every few minutes. But here's the thing, the story isn't over, and the truth is still hiding somewhere beneath all the leaked videos, screenshots, and conflicting statements, waiting to be revealed. So we need you to stay sharp, stay curious, and stay glued to every update, because this is the kind of story that evolves by the hour, where one new clip or insider claim can completely flip the narrative on its head. Ask yourself, who really benefits from the chaos and who is just trying to survive it? Could Kelsey have done things differently, or was she pushed to the edge? Was Tihu truly out of control, or is someone trying to rewrite history? These are the questions that don't have easy answers, and that's why you need to be part of this investigation with us. Like, comment, and subscribe right now to stay ahead of every shocking update, because when the next twist drops, you don't want to be the last to hear it, and together we'll uncover every hidden layer of this explosive story.